The grind don't stop, motherfuckers. The grind don't stop. God damn, my boy. Previously on KIMBA TV. These value levels. Okay? So, for example, like, you really don't have a gap. I mean, you don't really have, like, strong resistance. People were asking, hey, are you going to short that VWAP? Is that a good short? And we already talked about, it's a big volume gap. So, you know, if you really wanted to short, like, it would be better to do it up there or just wait for the 216 or 230. All right, U.S. markets. Math is math on these hoes. You know what it do. Okay, I'm gonna do a, what was that? Happy Wednesday, Alex. Andre says, Kimba, you waiting for 116? Nah, I don't know if this is like real, I guess. So yeah, first things first, if this move is real, then it's not gonna lose the single print. So like if it does this, then I think any of this is like actually open for a play. Yeah, but let's see. I think everybody can kind of tell, like, you can't lose the single print now. So yeah, if it does this, then probably headed that way. But yeah, I don't know if this move is real, and I'm a little bit cautious for a yeah. So if I don't get an SFP, then, you know, let's go. And I'm down with that. If there is a SFP and we start pulling back, then this point of control is no longer valid because we've already bounced from it. So it's going to be the next point of control down here. And then after that, it would be previous session value area low. So S&P, I've got my levels because, you know, we juicing, right? And then Biddy, I have my levels as well. So let's see if the single print holds. I don't think it will. And then, and if that's the case, then, you know, settlement's already been tapped, so that's probably going to break. And then value area high, it's, you know, maybe you can get, I doubt it. I think the RTH low is the juiciest thing. So let me see. Pally says, at this moment, it's difficult to see if we're going up or down. Oh, easy. If it gets, how do you tell if it did a bullish retest? You make a higher high. If it doesn't make a higher high, you're always going to have a chance to get that lower low. Yeah, today's actually kind of fairly straightforward. So, yeah, I mean, it's literally on point of control and the midpoint. Open, like dink, dink. That's just math. Yeah. So, bullish retest on settlement. So that's bullish. And then remember, if they can't hold that single print, then it's lower. So all the bulls need to do to show that it was a bullish retest is what? Make a higher high. You know, what you want to do is create that narrative: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher, or lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So that's it. If you get above there, you're probably going to go up there. That's going to get cleaned. It's going to be a big gap. It'll close it. If it can't, if that's the top, then RT settlement probably won't hold. Value area high maybe. Potentially could be. For the Trident, RTH. But that low is fucked on RTH. So still suspicious. Okay. And then obviously for ES, I have to be careful of an SFP. As long as it doesn't SFP up there, then we've got a good shot for that. Yeah, and then remember, it's NVIDIA earnings today. It's going to have a huge impact on NASDAQ. So make sure you do, you know, your TA on NASDAQ as well. Or excuse me, yeah, NASDAQ and NVIDIA. Yep. Snuffles says, I'm not new. I try to help on YouTube when I have a good reading of data. I've never want to give. You haven't done everything. You haven't connected this. Yeah. So make sure that you've followed all the directions, Snuffles. If you don't know, you can go ask the mod. Yeah, but if you really are listening, then you should know all of the requirements. If you really are watching, then you should know everything that you're supposed to do. So as of right now, you haven't done everything that you need to do, Snuffles, so you have a 0% chance. That's why you probably haven't won yet. You got to follow the twit. You got to connect your Twitch, your Google, your YouTube, the Discord. It says that you don't have a YouTube connection, Snuffles, so it doesn't know anything about you. Space Cash says, we still going for 105 if we can't make higher high? No. It's level by level. I always tell people, if there's any element of you trying to predict the future, stop. You need to have levels to the downside, levels to the upside, and you need to know what data you want to look at that level to determine if it's bullish or bearish. A random level is never going to be bullish or bearish just by itself. It needs to have data. Bifum, you good? Let's go. Hey, how many times have I been telling, how long have I been telling y'all, yo, you need to get into altcoin longs. You need to get into altcoin longs for a fucking year. Quit playing with me. Choi boo boo yeah. Quit playing. Quit playing. Quit playing. Hey, where am I? Hey, where's everybody from Greece? Shit, speaking of buying property, I might get a place in Greece too. Everybody wins. Like you did something wrong if you're not winning, right? Whether you didn't connect. You know, some people are still on the old dashboard. What the fuck? You know what I mean? But yeah, like you thought it was connected, right? But it wasn't. Yes, sir. Yeah. So make sure that it's connected. Make sure that, are you liking the YouTube highlights and leaving replies? Are you liking the tweets? You know, are you leaving replies? The more that you interact, the more chances that you have to win. Right? Because I don't have unlimited money to give away, Snuffles. I have to figure out, should I give it to you or should I give it to Banana? Should I give it to you or should I get it to Dirty Z? Should I give it to you or should I give it to Insistence? Should I give it to you or should I give it to Snuff McLeod? Should I give it to you or should I give it to Christopher Simmons? So, yeah, if you're not winning, it's on you. And remember, like, exchanges share your information with all the other exchanges. So if you're trying to cheat the system and you use VPNs and you try to make multiple accounts, it's not going to work. You'll be blacklisted for giveaways forever. Not only that, but the exchange might not let you withdraw. Snuffles, I've had people made like 6 different accounts for the giveaways. Right? You know what I did? I told the exchange, when this guy tries to withdraw, just block their shit. Don't let him withdraw. Yeah, so there's been people that tried to cheat the $100 giveaway and they fucked themselves up on the exchange. You know, we do everything for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be inquisitive about, you want to let people tell you what they're really about. I will rarely ask people things. I will do things or say things to get somebody to tell me. You know, I don't have to be like, oh my God, like, I heard that, you know, Facebook is paying senior devs, you know, $500,000 a year now. Like, you must be juicing, right? And then somebody will go, what? Dude, I'm only making $300K. I don't have to go up to that person and say, how much do you make over there? I never do that. I let people tell me shit. I don't have to ask you guys, you know, who's the dickhead? Who's the one that tries to cheat? Who's the shady motherfucker? Who's the one that's not shady? Which one's like, you know, who's got integrity? I don't have to ask that. You know, everything that I do, I let people tell me organically what they're about. Right? Never ask. Let people tell you what they're about, who they're about. So, you know, like I said, y'all, I've made my money because I'm really good at collecting data, and I can read the data and understand and extrapolate the value out of said data, whether it's trading or life. So, you know, don't be a dickhead. If you're legit and you're here to learn and you're not trying to cheat shit and you've got good integrity, I'm gonna fucking help you out. But I can't fix what I can't fix, y'all. Ka-cha! But yeah, man, if you're not winning the giveaways, you're doing something wrong. Yeah, so try to figure, it could be like you haven't done everything that you're supposed to, or you're missing connecting, or you haven't put it, some people, they didn't even sign up under the referral ID. Yeah. Unforgiven says, I'm curious how many scammers are also entering giveaways. It's pretty hard, you know, because, I mean, I have your MAC address, I have your hardware ID, I have your browser session ID, right? I mean, JavaScript gives me a lot about your computer. So, and then of course, like, we cross-reference with the exchange. So, Inky says, I'm proof that if you're here every day for 6 months, you're going to get all of them. Yeah. I mean, most people that have been here for 6 months, just like you, Inky, they're going to win on every single exchange. Yeah, but, you know, math is the math and juice is the juice. And schwiggity is the schwiggity and the thangity is the thangity. If you weren't here the beginning of the stream, you're never going to believe this. I feel like. This is how, like, earlier on in my streaming career, I would have like pixel perfect entry and Mario would be like, dude, that's fucking fake. Like, I have to do this and I have to draw all this shit, even if it's hours before, to be like, it's level by level. I'm not going to get got on the SFP. If it has a level that's going to go down to, that's the first level of interest. I can't predict the future, but the levels are fucking the levels, man. Cheers! There should be no surprises because we've been doing this every day for the past 4 years. You know what I mean? But like, this is how, you know what I'm saying? I would get in trouble because I would have pixel perfect fucking entry and it would just seem so fake. You know, imagine if, right, it wasn't a subathon and I started streaming right now and I told you guys, I have it long from here. Y'all would be like, fuck Fuck you. Fuck you. What do you think about Bitcoin? You tell me, sir. What do I think about Bitcoin? Because if you rewound it, I'm pretty sure you kind of heard what I said. Yes. I'll give you a hint. I don't know about you, but I personally wasn't really buying this pump. And just in case they were going to do some shit like this, I already have levels to the downside. In my opinion, if you don't clean and get back above that box, this is going to 108, if not 105. And I'm pretty sure that I was telling you guys that, hey, don't trip so bad about, I'm literally about to put on a clinic for y'all. You guys ready? Want to see a magic trick? Talk to me. What do you got? What do you want to know? The thing is, brother, like no one can predict anything and no one certainly can time anything. And it's not really about being bullish or bearish or right or wrong. It's about understanding that anything is possible, and it's usually the things that you can't think about that will get you. So if you don't know what I'm thinking about doing or what I'm thinking about in general for the day, then
one thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be
just
prepared.
make sure you get caught up. We were manually adding it back. Okay, I'm gonna try to figure out a way to tie the algo with the people that retweeted. Did everybody get a chance to retweet? I'm gonna try to cross-reference the data. So for those of you that did retweet and like, thank you so much. And we're gonna see if we can use it. Can we do TA on Bitcoin? Give me 15, 20 minutes, okay? Let me just do one thing at a time because I have a million things to do today. But brother, I swear, if you tell me that you haven't rewound it today, I'm gonna freak out because we already talked about all this. This is what I would say: structure change is important, value is important, and Sato's me no poor you poor is down there. So, what do you think about Sol? Any pullback, you should be looking to long, you know, and it's not going to be one-to-one correlation with Biddy. Obviously, you know that I selected Sol as the one that I wanted long because I knew it was going to outperform. So, yes, Cream. Amir says, I'm just curious about ETH. You know, let me just do the rest of the... Amir, have you won any money on BLOFIN? Let me send you $100 on BLOFIN, and then we can take a look at ETH, okay? But Amir, if you're going to talk to me about ETH, then you know I'm going to say you got to look at ETH BTC first. So do you have levels to the upside and downside? 3,800, I doubt it. That low is good at the key level, Amir. But we can take a look. Let me do the giveaways real quick. Is there any altcoin that you feel like is perhaps still opportunistic? Like, don't show me a coin that already plus 10%. But is there anything that you guys want to do last minute? You guys know what I'm thinking about for Bitcoin, right? The levels to the downside and levels to the upside, literally in front of you. To the upside, I'd be looking at around the 116 single print. Gap fill, but not the whole way. To the downside, I'm looking at 109, but really it's the 109.5 low, the me no poor you poor. So if you were there, if you know, but when Sato was, now it's the opposite, but when Sato was like down bad against Hu Jushin, and he was like, Hu Jushin, send me money. And, you know, Sato reached out and we were teaching him like a little bit of TA, and I was like trying to explain to him, hey, that's a bad high. That's a poor high right there, you know? And then I was like, that's a poor low right there. You don't want it. You want to wait until that gets cleaned. And he was like, me no poor, you poor. And I said, boy, I'm ending this tutorial. God bless you. All right. Keep doing your thing. I'm out of here. No, Sato, I'm telling you, you don't want to put your long right there because that's a poor low. Me no poor, you poor. I'm glad that you guys are laughing and having fun, though, because that's what this is all about.
It's over.
Okay, so it's a little bit of having fun, and, you know, really there isn't much to do other than wake the fuck up early tomorrow, right? JV says, what about with lower? We can take a look at maybe some interesting levels. So what do you think, brother? You know me. Okay, and what we're gonna do is, this is the breach, okay? So from this green candle, I'm gonna do fixed range. You with me? From the green candle. Okay, and what I wanna do is kind of, well, do you see this? The overlap with this price action, this price action. So, and I want to say, brother, that we had a alert. It just probably expired. This one. Oh, it expired. So you see where we had it marked? We had the 62 cents level. We marked the 62 cents, right? Because we were when did we do that? July 12th. So we boy. So yeah, all right, JV says, I remember that one, but what if we don't get what we want? But in what scenario? Tell me in what scenario. So like this holds and it's like something like this. What I would say in general is the whole range value is from here to here. So here, this is what we should do. Take all this crap off. Okay, we're going to take all this crap off. We're going to just keep it like this. And first thing, let's take this VWAP off too. Okay, so can you tell, for example, and I'm sure you can, let's go to 6 hour. Let's go to 6 hour. Okay, so where should you anchor your VWAP? JV? Tell me the two anchor points that you should maybe think about pulling a anchored VWAP from. It's B and C, isn't it? I'm gonna make that net. Now, would you be damned? The anchor VWAP from the top and the anchor VWAP from the bottom at the two volume anchor nodes, they overlap. All right? A little hint for you. Why not A? No volume, Tershad. Tershad, What does the V in VWAP stand for? So V stands for volume. So if you are going to anchor a volume weighted average price, you should anchor it from the biggest volume impulse. Oh yeah, juicy juice. And you're Tershad, I challenge you, brother. If you've got 20 minutes, if you've got 15 minutes, you know, just try. But what I want you to do is go out there and Google or YouTube stuff about VWAP and specifically anchor VWAP. And what I want you to try and tell me is it strength or weakness? Or is it confluence or not confluence if the anchor VWAP from the top and the anchor VWAP from the bottom converges like that? Right now, that VWAP is telling you it's bearish. When it converges like that and it overlaps like that, you go with the direction. So it's bearish because it's turned down. But obviously, it can change at any moment. So the higher time frame is better, clearly. Right? That's why you could hear me go, let's do 6 hour. Because I don't know if 6, I think, will be minimum. I think most people, like pros, they probably use like 8 hour daily. I don't know. I think we're like retail like us are really the only ones that would maybe do like 4 hour. But that's why I was going 6 hour. But so that you go with the higher time frame because you're not trying to predict shit. You know, you wouldn't do this on the 5-minute anchor VWAP. Does that make sense? But generally speaking, when it overlaps like that, you go with the way that it's curved. So that's the way that I would chase it, JV. Above that is bullish. Below that is bearish. So I'm going to start with that idea, okay? Now, I might get something like this and like something like this, and then, you know, like then once I know that I want to try to long this, I'll look for shit that might tell me I'm not going to get, you know, lower, you know? But yeah, that's it. That's kind of like your pivot. Yeah, and you always, like, for example, once you bearish retested, you've just been doing this. So what I need to do is start to see a change, not just in structure, but like the data that tells me we can actually get above and turn it into support. And then I would try to chase this bit. And then I can pull fibs. And then I can go into the 30-minute or the 1 hour. You know, then I can start, you know, looking at it when RTH opens and just do my best and figure out what the local low could be for that day or for the week. But I don't, like, you know what would be not bullish, right? Like, if I'm going to be looking for structure change and, you know, looking for a long, then clearly I need to see price going up and open interest delta going up on the higher time frame, right? And as long as I kind of have that higher time frame narrative, then the game is on. We're doing the same shit that we've done for the last 3 years. I'm pulling fibs. I'm pulling anchored VWAP on the smaller time frame. I'm looking for that 7.5 and single print. I'm looking for a hidden CVD bull div. So kind of starts with higher time frame, then you start working your way in, I think. That's what I would do. That's how I've been doing it, JV. So right now, I can't tell you, well, this is where I would chase it. I can't do that yet. You know, the context of that isn't there yet right now. So all I can really do is levels to the upside, levels to the downside. Like, clearly we're at range value area low. So I would love to lose that and continue to make the narrative, right? I want a lower low, a lower high through the value area low. What I don't want to see is a narrative pivot, you know, after deviating from the value area. That could be like the beginning of, oh, fuck, we got left behind, JV. But can I still get, you know, and then we'll see what it is around there. Obviously, you saw what that was, you know, the Big Daddy 7.5, point of control, you know, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Get this crap off my shit. Blaze says, I love the way Sui is looking. Okay, but are you trying to trade or are you trying to fuck it, though? What do you mean you love the way it's looking? It's bullish? Or are you trying to get filled? Dude, if you're trying to get filled right here, don't even try it. It's here then. Blaze, what do you think? Your heart's telling you that you want to take this? Are you thinking about doing an SFP here? Because then it's going to just do this. Ah, Kimba, you fucking idiot. It wasn't. I put blind limits, Kimba. Kimba, do you think it has a chance to... No, I like what we drew. I'm just teasing you, Blake. I love that you can, you can take it. No, for real, I would love to do this live. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty obvious if we shouldn't take it. But it won't be obvious if we should. Like it'll be obvious if we have zero edge. But what it's gonna do is it's gonna give us like 1.5, like, you know, like a chub, you know, of edge. You know, not the whole thing. What?